I don't want you to get too stressed out about this live stream. Don't worry, it's not a regular season live stream. It's just a spring training live stream, so it doesn't fully count. But we have got, nevertheless, some exciting activities planned for this evening. Number one on the exciting activities playlist is we're going to start a fire outside to barbecue on. We're going to do a little outdoors cooking today. I think I'm going to make a couple of...
Oh my gosh, I wish I knew I was in the picture. It wouldn't have been on my phone. I'm exposed, guys. Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Even though I'm on my phone so much.
Of course, darling. Alright. So we're going to get a fire going out here, and we're going to cook on this fire. We're going to cook a couple hamburgers, I think. And,
Are we going outside?
yeah, I'm going on in a second. I'm getting, what am I getting? Well, I'll get my glasses. That wasn't what I was getting, but I will get them. I get my new glasses. Hi, Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. I don't know what I came back in here to get. I'm not sure. All right.
What are you making? Because I'm not really hungry. I might not eat this, okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I might just make a couple of hamburgers then.
Okay, I snacked so much that I'm not hungry.
Okay, that's fine. So, Rachel's not hungry, but I'm pretty hungry. Most of all, I just kind of feel like making a fire, I guess.
In a past life, you were a fire sign.
I'm going to put all of these pieces of wood in here. Putting some wood down. And put a few of these smaller pieces up the side like this. Pretty chilly out here. All right, next step. We're going to open up the garage. Because there's a little thing or two that we want to get from the garage. Get some gasoline here. Why don't you turn on, huh? Hi, Victor. Hi, Show Media. And we're just going to pour a little bit of this gasoline on top of the wood there. Oh, there's that light came on finally. It's all blinky though. Oh, now it stopped blinking. So now you can't see it even if you could before. All right, next we're going to get, for safety's sake, one of these so that we can safely ignite the fire without burning ourselves in the process. And then we'll bring out the food we're going to cook in a little bit. Well, as you see, it works just fine. We've got plenty of fire. Plenty of fire indeed. It's nice and warm. And that warmth will ignite the wood such that we have a sustained fire. It is pretty cold. Hi, Acacia. Very warm. Feels good because it is super cold outside. Marshmallows on a stick for everyone, huh? Well, while I do have sticks, I don't have any marshmallows. At this point, you think, okay, well, it's probably burning on its own now. Mostly. So we'll let that go for a little while. I'll put the gasoline back in the garage. Okay. That's sort of on fire, you know, it's not really blazing or anything, but it's probably good enough. And it is quite chilly out here, so I will be heading inside in a moment, but I want to make sure this fire's going all the way. Okay. It's going okay. Yeah, it's going fine. All right. don't think that's going to go out anytime soon. Since Rachel's not eating with me, I think I'm just going to make hamburgers. 2 hamburgers and some toasts to function as buns because we don't actually have any buns right now. It's 55 degrees. I know that doesn't sound very chilly, but
It feels as though. It feels chillier than that.
Yeah, it does feel chillier than that. I like Drew Peacock videos on here. Do you? I don't know who that is. All right. So, I'm inclined to use the top of this pizza box as a platter, so it's maybe I'll put that last piece of pizza in a bag, put it in the oven, and in the fridge. I mean, how about for you, show media? It's cold, he says. Well, I tell you who's really experiencing the cold right now. Former Prince Andrew. There's 4 pieces of bread. Plus 2 hamburger patties. Plus 2 cheeses. Plus ketchup, plus mustard. Plus I will get a paper plate for my stuff.
I like your tray.
Thanks. Alright, now I'm going to need one more thing. A flipper. Alright, look at that. That's a real tray full of ingredients.
Do you need help with the door?
Oh no, I got it. Thank you though. Hi, Simple Girl. Hi, Casey Jones. Nice to see the both of you. I see Show Media Time Desk Steve Billings. I don't object to that really, but with his endless, shameless self-promotion. It's fair to say that his self-promotion is both endless and shameless. Well, look at this fire now. Now we're cooking with wood. All right. Now we put the top thing on the grill. And we'll let that kind of burn down a little bit. It's a little too robust at the moment. Gives us a chance to go in and get the rest of our beer and then maybe drink the last of those beers. That's the other reason why we need to go to the store. Let's get more non-alcoholic beer. But also, we need more Kraft macaroni and cheese. We could use. How much Spam do we have left? We could use another can of Spam. We have one can of Spam left. I like to make Spam a lot. Spam's very delicious. Alright, get my beer. There's hardly anything left in it, but that's fine. Rachel and I are both big fans of Kraft macaroni and cheese. And it's also a very convenient dinner to cook, you know. It's one pot, it's a short amount of time. It's easy to do. Just a few ingredients. My coworker gave me cold Spam that was probably post date, and it gave me my belly a run for its money. Well, that wasn't the Spam. That was your friends giving you spoiled food. That was the issue. Spam is delicious. It's such a convenient ingredient to use too. Smoked sausage is also convenient, but I think Spam tastes better. About the same price. It goes great with rice. It's very Hawaiian and when eaten that way. But there's a reason why they like it in Hawaii. It's because it's so good. We're just waiting for the fire to burn down a little bit more. It's not really that super hot. I could put these burgers on now, probably even. But it'll get hotter once the grease starts burning. So I'll let it go down a little bit more. What's the story behind Spam? Cold food bank spam. Food bank spam out of the can isn't good. I don't take your word for it. I think that the story behind it links to World War II, perhaps. Something that Hormel came up with to send meat to soldiers. Yeah, it's over $5 a can, but it's it's a matter of how do you want to spend your meat dollars. You could get steak for a little bit more usually, you know. But I really like it. I mean, it's super convenient. It's already all the way cooked. Tastes delicious. Fills you up, makes you actually feel like you had a real meal when you got Spam in the mix. Whereas if you just have carbs, it feels like you're starving to death. I will admit, it doesn't seem as though Rachel's the biggest fan. But she doesn't eat a lot of meat anyway. She's not super meat eatery. When she doesn't want hamburgers tonight, or smoked sausage usually. Yeah, you gotta fry it up kind of crispy and make it extra good. It's very forgiving in terms of cooking. Like you can cook it a long time, a little bit of time. It doesn't burn easily. Pack of bacon is probably comparable price wise, probably. And I've eaten one entire chicken every day for the past 3 days. Huh. It's getting close. You know, you don't want quite that much fire on your burgers, really. It's a little too much fire. Not a super hot fire. Even though there's supposedly this manzanita wood, which I think that's what it's called. It's this kind of bush that grows up in the hills. I guess it's a tree technically, but they don't get super big, you know. Supposedly it's very hard wood and burns hot. Well, I don't know. With these collections of wood that I've got, I'm not sure how much of it is manzanita or how much of it is whatever. You haven't had meats in 20 plus years. Hello, one plus ultra universe. Yeah, it's kind of relaxing, you know. Kind of the idea here was make a fire, cook outside, and that there's certainly advantages cooking outside, like you don't have anything to clean up. I mean, a little bit. You got to put the barbecue away, basically. And it's a nice opportunity to stand outside on a chill evening with the warm fire next to you. Boy, I've been watching a lot of celebrity stuff lately about horrible celebrities behaving horribly. I wish I could live on just air and leaves, but I end up doing a lot of physical labor to survive and need fuel. Understandably. Nobody can live on just air and leaves. Pretty soon. Pretty soon we'll put the burgers on. I'm sure you can live on eggs, milk, and potatoes and keep all the animals happy and alive. Yeah, that's right. I've been watching Rachel kind of content lately. Like, including some content creators that she actually regularly watches. Like Cheer Denise, Coffee and Cults. I've been consuming a bunch of material on the royals, I say the British royalty people, and their horrible ways. I saw a video today about how Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are trying to weasel their way back into everyone's good graces, even though they're a couple of fucking sociopaths. It really makes my blood boil. But one thing I like about the ones that I've been watching lately is that, well, it's certainly all about some very dark stuff. The ones, now that we're some distance away from reporting all the sordid details of things, a lot of these videos about the interconnectedness between these kinds of people, those kinds of people, etc. I don't know if it's a bot or not. Well, good for Steve. Hi, Fly Guy. I think a bot would be a little more human-like. Yeah, okay. It's getting there. We can put them on now, but they cook pretty fast, I think. All right, here we go. Oh shit, I need to go get the trash cans from the street. Well, maybe we'll do that after we finish up in here. Up here. Oh. Apparently I burned through this. Okay. Hot. Okay. That's enough. The bread doesn't need to be toasted anymore. Ooh, that was hot. Okay. Now that I've got the bread toasted, I'm going to open these cheeses. Come on. Maybe we'll get a flashlight. No, that is Tillamook cheese. This one's looking a lot further along than the other one. Apparently it's a little hotter over there. So, these are coming along nicely. Hello, I'm Asha Tiara Kaku. I don't blame you for stealing the food, though. All right, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna let them go a little bit longer. Okay. Put the cheese on top. And then put this down for a second. Get some mustard and ketchup to put on it. Oh. Okay. Now get this one. That's pretty well done. Now we'll put that like that, and this like this. Okay, I'll come out and clean up out here after I eat. This is what I'd call some fine dining.
Yeah, it is. Because you're so fine.
Thanks, beautiful.
You're welcome.
I actually don't have any onions to throw in the grill. Something we should get, but
Reach the next time we extra list.
yeah. Kraft macaroni and cheese, onions.
Okay, let me bring it. deodorant. I'll leave that on the list. You've got my Klonopin. Do you need to get anything medical wise?
Hmm. What are you even talking about?
Did what?
Did Rachel get her teeth fixed? I feel bad for her. What is that supposed to mean?
Like the caps? That situation? I might have to go to the dentist, but that's the update. Anyway, deodorant, mac and cheese, what is it?
Onions.
Onions.
We could use some dried onions too.
Dried onions.
Yeah, I want to thought of them.
I need some more SpaghettiOs. Oh,
Benadryl.
Benadryl. We can use some more cup of noodles too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, vinegar. Like a big jug of vinegar.
Are you sure we don't have one?
I've been using it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I used to clean the toilets with.
You're not wrong. Bordy fan? Is that what it's called? Said Bordy fan?
Or do you fan? Jug of vinegar.
Well, one dentist tried to sell her a bunch of crowns, but
Yeah, they tried to say that I need 8 crowns. Like, okay, like factual, like realistically, I look at my teeth. I know I know I have one dead tooth. Like it's been dead since like I don't know. I was like 16, and they said we're not gonna do anything with it. There's no point. It's already dead. Like just like let it rot, and then you might have to do something about it when you get older. And I have a molar that has already had a filling that might need work on it. Like that might actually need a crown or pulled. I'm not sure how bad it is. So it's not great news, but I really was surprised with when he said 8 crowns.
we get the cash grab.
Thanks, Bordeaux fan. Bordeaux fan. Bordeaux.
That was me who timed you out.
Yeah, so he said I needed 8 crowns, and it was a cash grab because you said you were like the price for the crowns was more than what you got
Mm-hmm.
priced at.
Well, now, obviously, I feel like I'm missing out because I don't have any green bean casserole to go with this.
Aww. You
So
should.
maybe you let me do that, please. That was not appropriate.
Thanks, Shamelia.
Oh, this sandwich is delicious.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is
it's
buzzing,
actually
buzzing.
it's a hamburger. It's just a hamburger with bread instead of a bun. All right, there.
Do we need more broccoli?
Yes. Because I made way too much the other night and wasted all of our broccoli. Although I think we did mostly,
We ate it.
we mostly ate it all, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, Steve Billions. It's a patty melt. All
Okay, that's true. It is. It is.
I can live with that.
Yeah. So yeah, I know of a tooth that like probably needs work done on it. I don't know. Whenever we get to it.
I probably bounced on my knee. I don't really remember what I was doing, but probably that.
Do we need more frozen dinners?
I wouldn't kill
Okay.
if you see someone on sale.
Yeah.
I also get some non-alcoholic beers.
Hershey Kisses with almonds.
You know, given the fact that I didn't like fry the breads on like say a griddle or something, I'm not sure if it really qualifies as a patty melt.
Oh.
I mean, it's not a terrible name for it, but you know, it seems like a patty melt involves a little bit more doings than this, plus some grilled onions maybe.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think that yours is?
I think it should just be called a patty bread.
Patty bread?
Mm-hmm. Well, Fly Guy, I'm pleased and sorry to hear that at the same time.
Why? Your tuna melts are good.
Mm-hmm. Pleased for you, sorry for the tuna.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for the tuna too.
I had one yesterday. He didn't want to publish though. He was an ISTP.
Should we get pickles?
Yeah. I finished the last 2 pickles last night.
They're good, right?
Mm-hmm. I like those slices of pickles too.
Me too. And when they're crunchy, oh, so good.
I was never a whole pickle guy, but
No.
I used to be a half pickle guy. But now, and then, you know, I'd have spears occasionally too. Spears,
Spears are good. But they don't sell them in the brand that we like in Spears.
Well, I mean, sometimes they seem to have them, but this last couple times we got the slices that you're supposed to like, put on, I don't know,
Sandwich
sandwiches
slices,
or something.
yeah.
And they're great. You have more pickle experiences, and they're less bulky.
Yeah, less bulky, but you still have the pickle experience. Because it's almost like it soaks up the like juices.
Yeah. I think the pickle gets more pickle juice in it when it's thinner, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
He was your textbook polar. Do I like capers? Capers? Hmm. Well, I guess they put those in pickle juice.
Do they? Dep- if it's dill, then they don't.
Hmm.
It's only dill.
Okay. I mean, it's only got like vinegar in it.
Sure, but the
Mm-hmm. Pimentos, huh?
pimentos are in green olives sometimes. What do they call those olives? Pimento olives?
What do they call what?
The green olives that have pimentos in it.
I think they just call them pimento olives, right?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Maybe they call them something else. Gherkins. Yeah, we don't like gherkins.
I don't like gherkins either.
Yeah,
You
they're
like
sweet.
sweet?
They're sweet pickles. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like sweet pickles. Well, sometimes you eat a good one. It's still just like inferior to dill pickles. Oh, I'm gonna put this extra paper plate back. I can use that again some other day. To make a patty melt into a Patricia melt, I think you need avocado and like bean sprouts or something. Those are pretty girly ingredients. Sounds pretty good, actually. Patty melt with avocado and bean sprouts on it. I could get down with that, I think. Well, we did it. We made some dinner. We ate some dinner. We're coming outside for an after dinner cigarette. The whole 9 yards. It seems like it's covered in some kind of a dust. Does it seem a little clearer looking right now or no? Alright, this is the last cigarette in this pack. And as we smoke it, we will additionally do something else. Something pretty important. We'll go get those trash cans from the street, we'll bring them down here, and we'll be able to throw some things away. Bean sprouts are good, yeah. Artichoke hearts are good too. Heart of palm. If you're talking about something that's kind of prepared the same way the artichoke hearts are, tastes kind of similar. Those horrible celebrities. And they are quite the handful. They're up to no good, I tell you. Some of them, you hear nice things about occasionally, but by and large, just a bunch of reprobates. Bob lettuce? I've never heard of Bob lettuce either. All right, let's do it. Let's walk up to the street. Let's get the trash cans and be done with that job. I'll leave you down here so I can carry all the trash cans with my 2 hands. Well, I did it. And I did it so fast. Like, yesterday the trash cans got picked up. Trash got taken away. It's only the next day. And I already got the trash cans. Boy, I'm gonna win some kind of prize, aren't I? You know, I was actually thinking, kind of revisiting the thought that I might take mushrooms tonight. I have them. I don't normally take them without Adderall, but it might not be a bad evening to take them. I'm not going to get Adderall for a week, maybe even 8 days. You know, I got it on the 9th of February, but February is a short month, so I might not be able to get them until the 11th of March. I'll try to get them the 10th, see what they say.
I'm very for you taking mushrooms. I don't know why, but...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the kind of ringing endorsement I needed, maybe. Now that I've had a good dinner. I wish he had brought it to me in 2/8 instead of 1/4. But
What does that mean?
well, it just means that if I want to take half of them, I gotta eyeball what half is, rather than having it already divided in half. He told his plastic surgeon, "Make me a PSL 10." I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
it's like, I mean, it is a superficial thing that Jim Carrey is being talked about. You know, like a lot of people do. Like almost everyone in Hollywood has had some kind of plastic surgery done. I think it's just because he hasn't been in the public eye for a while, and he comes out with like a new face, and it's startling. Do I think it should be like above like what you mentioned, Fly Guy? No. Um, what? Yeah. Like I don't think it should be above like. Yeah, I mean it's sad, right? Like it's taking over the news outlets. He, it's the highest looks maxing score one can get. Oh my god, looks maxing is so toxic. There was also something particularly disquieting about that footage, which was hard to name. I think it's true. It was strange. He was strange. Not that he isn't always strange, but the eyes, his eyes were strange. It was, um,
I mean, he just looks very surprised.
he looks very surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. But his eye color is different. He could have had work done on his eyes too. I don't know. Or most likely it was a weird lighting situation. I'm chewing on cereal. Sometimes he's doing a bit like he's trolling everyone. He seems jumpy, but in that footage, he's sort of self-conscious looking, sort of estranged, composed. No, he can't move. A lot of people were saying how it was a bad, kind of like not a bad move, but a strange move on his part because his job really relies on him moving his face. He's a very physical actor. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Him doing all his rubbery face things is his brand. This is what made him famous.
He's not funny or talented or anything, you know.
I love when Eric talks about Jim Carrey.
If he had talent, he wouldn't be relying on physical clowning around, you know.
Do you think that's the same for Chris Farley?
He had a little bit more talent, maybe.
Okay.
But in general, SE humor is just terrible.
But
I'm making funny faces.
that was a good example.
Yeah, they're so dumb. Okay, Ruben, everybody's talent counts as talent, even if their talent is being stupid. I like face work. It's a real theater skill. Well, maybe it's a theater skill, but that's why I don't watch plays, I guess. I'm sorry, Fly Guy. I don't live in the 19th century. Okay, so I don't watch plays. I do. Well, when I do it, it's fine. It's different. Okay, show me the. Yeah, I know, Ruben. I know. That's what happened. On the other hand, I do not like extroverted sensing. I find it a horrible tyrant.
I'm trying to think of other like comedians who are like Robin Williams was
Yeah, Robin Williams, Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. He's not funny at all.
No, he's not
At
funny
least,
one bit.
Like, yeah.
If I could get paid for my silly faces, maybe I would. Maybe you're right, Alec. I'm not that motivated by money, unfortunately, but I wish I were a lot more motivated by it. But if I got offered a good job making silly faces, maybe I would take the job. Cool. Then I'd be like, you know what? I was wrong. Making silly faces is the best form of comedy there is.
No, you're turning into one of them. No. What about your gaze? What's it?
My healing gaze?
Yeah, your healing gaze.
That's pretty SE, I guess. Yeah, Jim Carrey gives clown college alum vibes. Makes sense. My SEFE healing gaze. I'll heal you guys in a minute. I'm still trying to decide whether I'm going to take mushrooms tonight or not. I find myself going back and forth on it. Now, let me pull this bong rip, then I'll heal you all. I'm quite confident we would not. He's also like super FI. Here you go. That's an incredibly healing gaze, but it's also kind of my imitation of Meghan Markle.
That's how she looks when she's around kids who are having her problem.
Hello, refugee. I'm Meghan Markle. Well, you know what? Overcome your resistance, Ruben, because I would love for you to do that. Mushrooms or no mushrooms? Let's see.
We could always do them tomorrow.
Yeah, I could do them tomorrow. Meghan Markle waiting for you to pick up her FaceTime call. Yes, of course she does. That's evident in everything that Meghan Markle says and does. That she cares very deeply about us. Cat, will you just not, please? Alright, well, I think I am going to eat some. Jack Black's physical humor doesn't bother me.
Why is that?
I guess because he's just got more intuition or something, or he's got FE. Yeah, I suspect he's an ENFJ. Could be an INFJ, who knows? Some kind of like sight gags, physical humors in general can be good, you know, but when it is good, it's because it's a good idea, not because it's the right timing of slapstickiness or something. Alright, well, let's see here. Half of this, a little bit less than half of this. It's been more than a week now since I've eaten mushrooms. Come on, open up. Are you serious? Okay. I'm just gonna eat those 3. It's not a lot of mushrooms, but they are very blue. Check it out. That's pretty good. The blue is good. So my hope is, you know, on a clean head, this will be, if they're good mushrooms too, you know, this will be good enough. That's my hope. Do reality and hope always align? No. That seems like quite a bit of mushrooms, actually. Well, if I need this much mushrooms. Well, I should put a little bit back. That seems more like it, really. Since I don't have any Adderall, I'm just going to err on the side of caution here. Okay, let me get my chaser. Ugh. They smell terrible. Ugh. Well, you know, I've had worse.
I think you're the best.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome. Thank you for being my partner.
Of course, darling. I made a decision well before I actually even took this. It's Kara's birthday tomorrow? Cool. That if I start getting runny nose too much, I'm going to take a couple of Benadryls. We have 2 left.
Oh, that's good.
Unless you took them.
Mm. I woke up today though with like my nose being all like dry, you know, like with boogers.
Huh.
And so I'm thinking it's probably allergies.
Possibly.
Unless I'm just got a cold again.
I mean, you know, we just changes in air temperature, air humidity, amount of particulates. It could be a number of things. Happy early birthday to Karen, indeed.
Happy early birthday, Carrot indeed.
She's finally turning 18, Fly Guy. You won't have to hide in shame anymore. Or is it? Asks Popovich. I don't know, maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe not. I'm just kidding. Carrot's a full grown woman. I don't know how old she is at all, actually, but I'm going to guess 30. Oh, Fly Guy's just 21. I didn't know that. I like carrot cake too.
Me three. Mostly because of the cream cheese.
Yeah, it's got the cream cheese frosting on it. It's like nice to have cake that's not quite so sweet, but still has all the delicious sweetness of a real cake and its icing. It's good because I don't like it when desserts of any kind really are too sweet.
You're not really a. You don't really have a sweet tooth.
Well, I've been purposely trying to eat less sugar. I definitely have diabetes when I eat too much sugar.
I gotta be careful about that too, though.
I gotta watch my sugar consumption. Hello there, Cameron. Nice to see you.
Hey, Cam.
My wonderful friend Cameron. Sometimes I'll call him. We talk on the phone a little bit. It's nice. It always makes me feel a little bit more connected and stuff with people.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Usually end up scraping a lot of the icing off of other cakes. Same. And it's been even since I was fairly little. I found a lot of icing to be cloyingly sweet.
I could eat I could eat icing out of the container. I do.
Probably not such a great idea.
Really?
To eat icing straight out of the container?
Yeah.
That's got to be even more sugary than candy.
I mean, no, it's not a great idea like that. And health-wise, no. But
it's delicious.
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't have eggs or anything. It's not like batter. Although I love batter too. I definitely do have somewhat of a sweet tooth.
Fly Guy, and the opposite is also true. Oh, the horror when he catches and rips.
What?
Fly Guy says, "Oh yeah," when the scissors just glide through the wrapping paper.
Oh yeah.
But also, oh no, when the scissors catch and it rips the paper.
It rips the wrong way.
Yeah, both true. I found a funny meme earlier, which I posted on the community tab. What did I do with the mouse? Well, I put it somewhere I shouldn't have. Where is that place? Let's find out. Is it here in the kitchen where the mouse shouldn't be? Yes, it is. This time it was the kitchen. Sometimes it might be the bathroom or outside even. And that's an interesting image, Cameron. Art that nobody looks at, sitting in the corner crying.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron had an interesting notion or image or what have you of art that isn't looked at, sitting in the corner crying. Okay, why did I get the mouse? I was gonna do something important. No, not that. This. Yes, like that. Have you ever considered planting tobacco? No, I never have considered planting tobacco. A girl asked me to marry her yesterday, but I explained to her that I was born gay and she cried, what should I do? I had nothing to do from that point forward. Hello, another majestic INFJ. How are you? I hope this evening finds you well. Ghoulie slatch. Okay, well, I don't know what all that means. So I did get the trash cans in from the street a little while back, which means I can complete a task or two. Namely, I could take this trash bag out to the trash can. I could also bring it to the trash compactor first. Which is a wise idea if I want to be trash can space conscious. And for those who don't know, the reason I need to be trash can space conscious is because we only get our trash picked up once every 2 weeks. For those of you in the city, I'm sure it's going to sound like a crazy thing to possibly occur, but it's an option up here. It saves us money. We do have a trash compactor, so why not? Yes, I'll get it. Let's go get the trash from the laundry room. We're on a mission to get some things done right this second. You might say, Eric, didn't you just eat some mushrooms? To which I reply, yes, I did. I did just eat some mushrooms. So, I've got a limited window of productivity. Limited window of productivity. Obviously, mushrooms don't kick in right away. It takes a second or two. So I might as well do a couple of quick chores here while I still can. What about this trash? Is this one too full? No, it's not as full as it looks. It's because those bags don't squash down that much. Alright, now let's go outside for a second. I'm going to bring a trash can over here. Close that so bugs don't go inside. There's not really very many bugs right now, but if it's at nighttime and you have the light on inside and you have the door open, well, then you are going to get some bugs whether you want them or not. this trash can over. Okay, that one goes in there. This one goes in here. This lid goes on top. Bada bing, bada boom. Now I've just got to get a couple of trash bags and replace the ones that I just took out. One bag, two bags. First one goes right here. I'm going to put this mop back in the closet too. Yeah, it's all dry. You can see there's a mop here. Look at us getting some stuff done. Like Stephen DeGruff pun. Famous doer of things. Okay. Into the closet goes this mop. That's permeable. Voila, that is done. That is the mop and vacuum closet where mops and vacuums go. And you could call it a broom closet if you wanted to be old-fashioned about things. I wish you could rent cats. I know two households who have rodents indoors that are causing havoc, and neither of them has any cats. Wow. Yeah, I don't think you can rent cats. Yeah, there are cat sitters, for sure. People go on vacation, they want their cat taken care of, but they don't want to put it in boarding. You know, often boarding will be maybe similar price as cat sitting. They don't have to stay there the whole day, you know. Oh, that bring the cats to their own homes. I don't know about that. That seems a little more sketch, you know. It's gonna freak out the cat. Whereas you let them stay at their own house, then the cat's gonna feel more comfortable about the whole thing. Like if Rachel and I were ever to go travel for any length of time, more than about 2 nights, we'd only be able to do so if we had a cat sitter or if we boarded the cats. You know, well, hopefully cat sitters don't actually sit on the cats. Instead, they sit with the cats. And that's the right way to do it. So I'm actually watching yesterday's athletic spring training game just to get my first little taste of the athletics this year. Got it on in the other tab. Or then people ask me to spray that stuff on their cats' cars after. Spray stuff on their cats after the wires get a little chew. Peppermint is supposed to keep mice away. Peppermint, huh? Well, that's why you never see mice chewing double mint gum. Instead, they're always chewing juicy fruit. When I lived in a holler, I don't know what a holler is, we had a barn and we had barn mice come inside now and then. I saw my ferrets watch the mice, but only Juliet ferret, our alpha, took one out. We got our first mouse of the season yesterday, actually. Capio brought it in and she was playing with it behind my chair, and I shooed her away and I saved it ultimately. I picked it up in my hand. And it did try to bite my finger, but it wasn't. It was a small mouse. It wasn't able to punch through the skin. So I just put it outside, and then that was the last I saw of it. But it's such a wiggler, you know. I was trying to save it, but it was trying to wiggle out of my hands, and it fell to the ground, and I was afraid it was hurt, but then it got up and ran away. I don't know. Yeah, well, I was afraid that when I dropped it outside, cause I mean, I didn't drop it like carelessly. It wiggled out of my hand really effectively. And I was afraid, oh no, it's going to be hurt because it fell to the ground. But it turned over and, well, you know, for a second it kind of lay there like it was stunned, but then it turned over and ran away. So I guess it was fine. It's hard to hold on to it at the right amount of tightness where it won't get away, but you're not squeezing it too tight, you know. Okay, you can come up here. This cat wants to come up here all the time. I don't like it, but I let her come up here anyway sometimes. Like, at least a couple times a day, I'll let her come up here. A holler is a small valley that runs up the side of a mountain. Oh, never heard that term before. Are you coming over this way? Then fine. Then fine. When you're the other way, you make me do more work. Oh, yes. What a good kitty. Daddy knows. And Daddy loves. And Daddy cares and he cherishes. You know, there's a couple of gambling influencers that I watch regularly on YouTube. Bretsky and this guy Bluff. I don't watch him quite so much as I watch Bretsky. but I watch Bluff sometimes. His videos are a little long for me, and I don't know. He's just not quite my favorite. But they're the the Spin Quest channel, which is this. There's all these guys are connected by a few like kind of collaboration deals, business deals, etc. Anyway, they made a documentary about this guy Bluff and his life and how he went from being an auto mechanic to the maybe the biggest name in gambling influencers. And it was so well done. I haven't finished watching it yet, but it was really good so far. Part I've seen of it, quite emotional in moments and stuff. I want to make a free account on SpinQuest because uh, I want an entry into Bretsky's Fly a Fan contest, which will fly you and another person to Vegas to meet with Bretsky and all those people, have dinner with them, gamble with them, and uh, get to be in videos and stuff. I would love to win that prize. That would be like my favorite prize I could possibly win. It's gambling content. This guy Bretsky, he's my favorite gambling YouTuber. He puts out a video every single day, and they're all between 20 and 30 minutes. You're gambling right now. Good for you, Teabag. And oh, what contest is it? And anyway, he has a contest that uh, he will. They at some point pick a one of the people who has got an entry to this contest, and then they fly them plus one to Vegas to meet with Bretsky and the other Spin Quest people, and gamble with them, have dinner, make a video with them, or whatever. So anyway, that would be a really fun contest to win. That'd be my favorite conceivable contest to win, I think. Because, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm actually already a YouTuber myself. So I'm pretty competent in front of the camera. Well, it'd be us, Rachel. It's one plus. Plus one, I mean. Not one plus. Plus one. No, it's not an entry like that. You automatically qualify for an entry if you make a free account for their online casino that they have operating. I'm not interested in gambling in an online casino at all, but you don't have to actually gamble at it. It's a sweeps coin model. Um, anyway, I'm not interested in actually gambling at it, but I am I am interested in winning the prize. The prize is to go be flown out to Vegas where you get to meet Bretsky, have dinner with him and his crew of guys, and you gamble with them, and you get to be in a video as well. Eric, what do you think about videos with I'm 22 and I'm a loser with no job type of videos, which are, as far as I can tell, more often than ever? I mean, I've not encountered any of those videos. Oh, is that the gambling you're doing, Teabag? That does sound like a gamble. Yeah, well, I am not all about manifestation. You know, those people, those YouTubers I'm talking about, they make a lot of money off of YouTube, off of merchandise, off of their, um, what do you call it? Their, like, deal with SpinQuest where, Bretsky, he pimps it once every video, and I'm sure he gets some amount of money for every person who joins via that way. Oh yeah, Bresky wins sometimes. He does win. He does win periodically. But he's totally honest about his winnings and losing. So usually he loses, and he often loses a lot. Like, his average daily video amount that he gambles is $5,000. $5,000 on in one for one day's video. And if he's up, he'll usually if he's up a decent amount, he'll usually book a win. But let's say he gambled all 5,000, he's got 1,600 left as his sort of return on investment. He's guaranteed to just pump all that back into the machine, lose it all, and walk away with zero. He's such a degenerate, but he's also so pleasant and happy about the whole thing. And most of all, he's honest about everything. He's not pretending like he's winning when he's not. And he says often like the only reason I can live like this is because you guys watch and like and subscribe and stuff like that. So he's aware that that's not normal life. So okay, well, what kind of YouTube videos do I watch? What I'm going to do now is show you all of my tabs. So this is that documentary I was talking about Bluff. That's Bluff. No, that's Reggie Mush, actually. That's another guy from their crew. This tab is about magnet fishing. Magnet fishing. I don't know if you've ever heard of magnet fishing before. This tab is Walk With Me Tim. He's staying at a fancy hotel. He's like a travel channel guy. This tab, and this is representative of like my things I'm into right this second, not in general really so much, but there's a lot don't know about Ellen DeGeneres, namely that she's a bitch.
I really recommend it.
And then this one, the arrest, scams, and disappearances of the home improvement cast. I've got a lot of this lady's stuff up right now. This one's about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer cast. Okay, this is a video about an airplane crash by this channel Mentor Pilot that I like quite a bit. He deconstructs airplane crashes. There's another one of those.
On the surface, Hollywood.
That 70s show videos. This is the hockey game. This is the home page of YouTube. So what do we see on the home page? These days, a lot about celebrities and stuff. John Boy Media. There's another Majestic Guy NFJ. He's live right now. We should go watch his live stream. Wonder what he's talking about.
Close enough for government work. It's got to be precise. You got to use that PI and that combination with NI where you know what you need to say.
Know what you mean to say? That's crazy talk.
ISPs are also very good with precision.
But I also like a lot of sciencey stuff a lot of times that you're not seeing at the moment. Like, I'll watch stuff on like fusion reactors, advancements in fusion reactor stuff about dark energy or dark matter and other pseudoscience. I'll watch stuff on like math concepts. Like I'm a sucker for grad student solves, Meow-Meow's conjecture that stood unanswered for 250 years. I'm a sucker for those kind of videos. Of course, they just need to explain it to me in like regular people terms because I'm not that mathy. If it gets too mathy, I just go, okay, this is too hard for me. What other kind of YouTube videos do I like to watch? Sometimes I watch some camping kind of videos. Like, well, it depends on the YouTuber. Like, I like this guy Adam. He makes kind of watch me go camping videos. Sometimes he does watch me take public transportation videos, though. He's an INFP, I believe. Which goes to show you can't make determinations about a person's type by correlative behaviors. You wouldn't normally associate camping and going on public transportation to be an INFP kind of activity, but he totally is. I like his content a lot. I like lost media content. You gotta step away from it for a while and come back to have newly interesting things. I'll watch stuff on paranormal stuff. I'll watch clips, videos like 20 times Mother Nature showed her rage on camera or something, or 20 close calls. 20 times these people got super lucky with a close call, and they'll show them and they'll be like walking and this sheet of ice will fall down right in front of their face and they'll barely miss them. Like that kind of video. For a little while back, I was in kind of a watch me build a log cabin with 2 sticks in a dream kind of videos. I watch a lot of history stuff too. Veritasium, yeah, I watch Veritasium. Camping with Steve is a good channel. Oh yeah? I'll go check it out. I'll watch 20 scariest things caught on trail cams, that kind of stuff. what about, I can't read that. I'll have to wait till I go back inside. I should have made a note of what time it was that I ate those mushrooms. I watch a lot of animal breeding videos just to get ideas. Okay, thank you for that feedback. Alright, let's go inside the house. And let's go into the garage and turn off the lights. Both the outside garage lights and the inside garage lights. Okay, before we do that, let me go back over here. Been about 30 minutes, okay. Do I like crime mystery kind of content? I do actually like a fair amount of that as well. Vsauce? The name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if I ever watched it or not. Like I like the Lore Lodge and the Missing Enigma. Those are both like true crime, missing persons kind of podcasts, or not podcasts, YouTube channels. I don't know. I guess because you often hear the expression true crime podcast. All right, let's turn these lights off. Off and off. Look at us go, saving electricity like nobody's business. Formal logic explaining kind of videos. I mean, I do watch plenty of explaining videos, but it wouldn't be explaining formal logic, I'd be explaining concepts that I don't understand. Usually more advanced kind of math concepts or physics concepts, which I usually still don't really understand after watching it, but maybe understand better. Well, let's see what kind of experience we have coming down the pike tonight. It's hard to say. What about biology or medicine? No, I'm unlikely to watch stuff about either of those things. Probably because biology stuff is likely to be evolution referencing a lot, which annoys me. Medicine, maybe like some, like, I could watch an occasional Dr. Todd Grande as he does his analysis of some public event. I'm much more likely to read about medicine stuff. Like, if I'm on Google News and there's something about this thing prevents dementia, I'm likely to click on that. And sometimes I watch just pure SE stuff, like how ridiculous, where they push stuff up down a hill. No, I can't name a single political commentator who deserves to be recommended. I mean, maybe Sam Harris to some extent. I guess if you call him a political commentator, I'm not sure if he qualifies as such, but he seems to have a good head on his shoulders. Do you think being anti-evolution is really subconsciously defiance of change? No, I think it's the correct position predicated on the arguments about the thing. I didn't used to be anti-evolution. I used to assume that evolution explained things without ever looking into it very deeply. One day, at some point, I had some questions about it and started looking into it, and I was like, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. My positions on things are not based on irrelevancies like that. You could say it's an example of a very TI heavy frame of reference, demanding that things be reducibly explicable if they're going to, meet the standards of claiming to be such. But yeah, I'm not subject to stuff like that. Because the number one thing that I prioritize is being able to win the argument. That's the only thing that matters, right? So anything else that might interfere with my ability to do that, the reason I am anti-evolution, as you say, is because it failed to do its job argumentationally. Thus, we negate. And there's absolutely no other reason. Because if I lost the argument ever, I would no longer hold the position. But people have this weird way of being convinced that it doesn't matter if I win the argument or not. That's not the thing that's determining of the thing. It's something else, right? I don't know. People are different than me. Wow. Picks up 2 RBIs is right.
For the rest of this frame. Pitching change in Peoria. A's lead it 4-0.
Pitching change in Peoria. Is that where they're playing? Peoria, Illinois? Is that where Peoria is? In Illinois? Well, sure. I mean, I've heard it a million times. Like, I've made the argument many times. Most importantly, I've asked pertinent questions countless times before God knows how many total people. And I've never gotten satisfactory answers to any of them. Nobody's ever provided any satisfactory rebuttals to anything I say. And in fact, nobody really engages what I'm saying at all, but nevertheless continues to, maintain their existing positions. That's their business, not mine. But I certainly am not. The reason I'm not failing to to understand things, not because I'm not hearing the arguments. I've researched it to great length, much more so than anybody I ever talked to about it. No, I definitely really hear everybody's arguments all the time. It's never the case that I'm not hearing what people say and responding on point. That is never, ever the case. That's what other people do to me all the time, but that's not what I do to them. I very specifically engage exactly what they're saying, on point every time. Remember, I'm not trying to be right about anything. I actually want an explanation that makes sense. That's my goal. So if somebody could make sense of evolution for me, I'd agree with it. It would make sense then, right? And that would be good. That'd be wonderful. What's the topic? Well, Teabag is somehow married to the idea that my position on evolution is something other than the only correct position given all the arguments on the table. But he is wrong. Les Carter? You should, you must? I don't know who Les Carter is. Oh, that guy. He's horrible. Dr. Les Carter? Yeah, he's no good. I mean, he's not so horrible. He's rather careless in his explication of things because, well, various things that he talks about may be indicative of narcissists. They're not determinate on the question. So what ends up happening is other people say, oh, well, you did this thing and that makes you a narcissist, even though it's not at all the case. My position is that Invisible Sky Daddy did it is just as crazy and unverifiable as it happened all by chance and accident. They both cray. Well, neither of them is crazy. They both are not explanations, right? Like the idea of evolution was a reasonable intuitive leap to make, but it turns out it's not the case. You know, there aren't those positive mutations. We don't see any of the things that would be indicative of it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And creationism is not crazy per se. It's just not an explanation at all. It just says God made everything. Well, that's not an explanation. That's the absence of an explanation. And it's as simple as that. Like, the problem isn't anything other than people don't know what explanations are, what they need to do to qualify as such, and etc. That's the only issue. It has nothing else to do with anything. Okay, well, if your position is that whatever's going on is cray, then I have to respect that. Because that's very reasonable. I'll be in there again in a second. I can't see right now. People don't respect explanations enough. That's the problem. Disrespecting explanations. How rude. There's nothing ruder than accepting an explanation that doesn't actually explain things. It's the very pinnacle of ill-manneredness. I'll get shoehorned into the term evolution, potential equilibrium, gradualism. Right, well, when your so-called theory is a clusterfuck of bumbling and conflicting notions, anecdotes, and miscellany, then I'm sorry. You don't qualify as science. Bumbling, contradictions, anecdotes, and miscellany. I think I threw notions in there as well. And of course, the big elephant in the room is, even if somehow evolution explained speciation, which it doesn't, well, how did life begin in the first place? We have no idea. That's the correct answer. When people don't know anything, that's the correct answer. I mean, the last time I Googled something about evolution, the AI response said about punctuated equilibrium. Scientists are still debating whether genetic drift is sufficient to explain this. It's like they've even abandoned mutations. There's that slapdash trough of mishmash in the evolutionary science world that you get an endless amount of contradiction. Like, not only do they say all this evolution happened in this really compressed amount of time, they even now claim apparently that it's accomplished just by genetic drift. Huh? Like, so what's the engine of actual change? It's a catastrophe. Like, I mean, from a case builder's perspective, evolution is an absolute catastrophe of failure. Well, because they didn't use any reasoning. Like, people who ascribe to evolution, their reasoning is it's that or creationism. I either am on the side of science or I'm on the side of religion. There's no reasoning behind it because they haven't done the parsing of the thing to determine if it's correct or not. They're either not capable or not interested in doing so. Okay, will you not always sit right there? Time to get down. I hate hate that. It's like the worst possible place for her to sit, but there's not really any better place for her to sit either, so. Yeah, well, they frame it as like the reasoned position, and you're concluding that that means that they're asserting that they've got good reasons for it. But, like, I may believe in cold fusion without being able to explain how it happens, right? I mean, not cold fusion, just fusion, hot fusion. But the thing is, most people aren't going to say, well, in this instance, I believe it because I trust the authorities on the matter, and I may not understand it well, but I think I get the basic principle of it, sort of, you know? The thing is, the more steps there are between a given thing and concrete reality, the more people are prone to be skeptical or potentially to disavow it. Like, if I'm talking about nuclear fusion, well, there's a lot of ground between explaining that and some sort of concrete reality that makes sense, you know? Whereas with something like the Earth being more or less a spheroid, that you can actually link to concrete experience a lot better, but people are still, because it's got a little bit of distance between concrete experience and the explanation, then people are still skeptical of it. You'd hope that it would get them to recognize that, Ruben. I would suspect that it doesn't get them to recognize that, but you know, I do suspect that sometimes stuff I say makes a positive impact on people's thinking, even if they're not displaying that, because I know sometimes that happens with me, where uh, this is no more about particularist stuff, right? Like somebody will give me advice or tell me about what their position is on this idea of mine, and I'll give pushback in the moment, but then I will think about it more later, and they'll and end up agreeing with them, you know? So that's a thing that happens. I do understand that, but I also just operate under the basic idea that I have no control over what people do with what I say. What makes you right? Well, the thing is, I'm not trying to be right in some sense here, right? I don't have an explanation for where species came from, so I'm not trying to be right. Somebody else is trying to be right and claiming they are right. And I'm saying, do they actually meet the standard they need to meet to be correct? Do they meet the science standard at all? And the answer is no. So it's not correct that that's the explanation for things. Does it make sense? No. Does it actually validate rather than falsify? No. Okay, well, there is evolution in created things, but you are right about the evolution of bongs. Like human dwellings have evolved over time. At first, we just lived in caves. Then we had teepees. Then we had, I don't know, boats. You know, those kind of things do evolve. And indeed, you could say that humans themselves are evolving. Well, just because people disagree with somebody doesn't mean that one of them isn't correct. There's a lot of negatives in that sentence. Just because somebody disagrees with someone doesn't mean that one of them isn't correct. It's a complicated set of knots. What do you think the highest number of ABS challenges we will see this year is? Who do they have doing this broadcast?
I'll say 7. That's about where my head was. My heart wanted to go 9, but I just felt like that would be.
Is not Chris and Dallas. I don't know who those guys are. I don't like them. I want my A's games a certain way. Not with these two scrubs. But I guess Dallas and Chris are too busy to go to, where is it? Peoria, Illinois. Well, I don't really blame them for not wanting to go to Peoria, I guess. Is it in Illinois? Spring training in Peoria. Well, I guess they have spring training in all kinds of places. They got it in Florida, in Arizona. I wonder if they still have it in Florida. They used to have it in Florida. They call it the Grapefruit League. We all want to know why, and there will always be 1,000 answers for that. It's the ones that debate that truly are searching, and that is how we learn to understand or not. I mean, no, generally the correct answer is intuited by somebody really smart, and then it becomes clear what the answer is, and then there's no more debate about the question. That's how it almost always works. The fact that there's a bunch of debate on this question by me, anyway, there's not in general, it doesn't seem like, but is a good indication that it's not a good explanation. No one debates where maggots come from anymore. People used to debate, how do those maggots get in the meat? They just appear all of a sudden. And someone was like, I've got an explanation, spontaneous generation. That's no more of an explanation than creationism is, right? Well, they just appeared out of nowhere. That's not an explanation. That's a description of the problem you're trying to explain, right? Somebody finally did some tests to determine that it was flies laying eggs in the meat. Now, no one debates where maggots come from anymore. And, teabag, back in the day, if I had said spontaneous generation is not an explanation, you would have been like, hey, people are always going to argue about where maggots come from and blah, 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 blah. And that somehow I wasn't right that that was not an explanation. Well, I was right that that was not an explanation, or would have been had I been alive then. And I'm right about this as well. As the lyrics in the great Chevelle song states, the great unknown, it haunts us all. I'll try and I won't tell you that then, Ruben. Spontaneous maggots for you. Who wants some spontaneous maggots? The horrible thing about spontaneous maggots would be that you'd be completely unable to prevent them. You'd be like, oh God. You wake up in the morning, like, oh, my arm's all full of maggots. God damn it. They spontaneously generated, I guess. So, I guess I'm starting to feel like I'm on mushrooms somewhat a little bit. It's kind of weird to be on mushrooms, but not on Adderall. Although I probably did get a couple of milligrams when I licked my pill grinder. Because I'm such a degenerate. At least I'm not a degenerate gambler. That's a very expensive problem to have. Like among the gambling types, they just say DG. Like, I'm getting kind of DG here, which means degenerate. If you're such a degenerate gambler that you can't spend the time to say the word degenerate, well, you're a pretty degenerate gambler, I guess, is the end of that sentence. Now, if in fact I do get a lot of SNOS tonight, I'll probably take Benadryl. Because I just hate it so much. Eventually, mushrooms and Adderall will evolve into mushroll. And then I will believe in evolution. All right, well, that's fine. If, in fact, mushrooms and Adderall, because they're both near me, evolve into what I want them to be, then I'll agree something very strange has happened. That's the story of how they first discovered that mushrooms and Adderall go good together. Is somebody spilled a jar of Adderall and somebody spilled a jar of mushrooms. They got all mixed together. They're like, you spilled your Adderall on my mushrooms. You spilled your mushrooms on my Adderall. And they took them, and they were both so happy. They're like, this is a real match made in heaven. I've got the drug sweats. It's the drug sweats, Mr. Grinch. Yes, I'm sweaty, all from drugs. So we'll see what we end up thinking about having taken mushrooms without it. Seems like it's a rather more chill experience in general. Because you know how I can be when I'm on the two of them together. Do you know my family history good? No. But by any chance, or is Sky Daddy helping? The great unknown haunts us all. I don't know. What do I look like? Some kind of theologist? I mean, you know, I'm a believer myself, but I'm not a believer in God as an explanation for things that aren't maybe personal in my life or something. Like, God's never a good explanation to give to anybody else for anything. God may be, for various parties, a fine enough answer for certain kinds of questions, but that doesn't make it an explanation for anything. I mean, I don't have struggles with being wrong. What you're observing is not what you seem to be observing. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I don't like to be. I won't cling on to the wrong argument once it loses, right? So, to that extent, you're right. I don't like being wrong, which is to say, I don't like hitching my boat to the wrong arguments. This is something you're not quite getting, I don't think. And it's fine. It's possible to have that as a value, and that's the value I uphold. I mean, sure, evolution has a lot of definitional problems, which I've gone over plenty of times in the past. It needs to define species as something specific for it to claim to explain where speciation comes from, for example. We have perfectly good operational definitions of species, but by those definitions, it is the case that you begin right out the gate with contradictory premises, right? You have a thing that doesn't change, it defined also the thing that does. But that's just the beginning of that's not even actually the beginning of my objections with evolution. It's somewhat further down the line. Although it should be determinate for anybody on the question. Hi, I'm a Rambo. I mean, the thing is, you're not, by any stretch of the imagination, the first person to disagree with me about evolution. But like most people, you're not actually making any arguments in favor of evolution, nor are you responding to anything I've ever said about evolution, which amounts to shit tons of things. So, what do you think I'm going to say about that? You're talking about me and my emotions or something. I have actual things I say about the point that you could respond to on point. My day's going fine. I'm not loving having this version of the evolution argument. This is a different version than some, but I've experienced this version before, which is reasons why Eric is psychologically inclined such that he won't admit he's wrong about evolution. Okay, sure you are. I guess different things are differently frustrating in different ways. Like I get frustrated talking about typology. I would say that I'm like pretty frustrated talking about it for certain reasons in certain ways, and similarly with evolution, but in different ways. Hmm. I don't think that qualifies as dissembling. I think that qualifies as, broadly speaking, some kind of like ad hominem, an attempt to make it about me rather than what I'm saying. But one of these mushrooms is gonna like send me right to bed. It might. I feel pretty tired. To some extent, I don't doubt that Teabag's doing an honest job here of trying to figure out. Look, Eric, you seem like such a reasonable guy. Um, Normally, you know, you're sensible when you talk about things. What could it be that makes you wrong about evolution? Could be that, right? Which of course is missing the point, which is I'm not wrong about it. that's the that's Occam's razor is the in this case the correct answer. They never sent you to bed to sleep. I'm used to taking them without a roll, you know. I don't know. When I take them without, yeah, they often enough make me feel tired. Or certainly not necessarily energized. I didn't eat a ton of them tonight. Yeah. Well, 7-0 athletics. Are they really in Peoria? It looks like the athletics berm out there. I guess this place in Peoria must also have a berm. Who is right, evolution or religion? Neither of them. Neither of them are explanations for anything. And that, of course, is the question. It can always be the case, right? Like, well, what color is a stop sign then, Eric? Is it blue or green? Well, it's neither blue nor green. It's red. Thanks, darling. I'm right that evolution and religion are not explaining where species come from. Right? So I'm correct that stop signs are neither blue nor green. That doesn't mean I have to know what color they are, even, or have the right answer, right? The fact that I just know that they're not blue and they're not green. I don't know what color they are. Am I correct? Yes. No, remember, evolution and creationism are the things claiming to explain something. I'm not claiming to explain where species come from. Is this not clear to you? For example, I may not know how to do electrical work, but if I hire two people to come into my house and do the job, and one of them starts painting the walls and the other one starts replacing the windows, I'm going to be able to tell them, each of them, you're not doing the right thing here. This is not solving the problem I need solved, right? It doesn't mean that I know how to do electrical work myself. I don't. But I can tell well enough that that's not it. Now, in this case, I may not be able to come up with a explanation for where species come from, nor have I even tried, but I can sure as hell assure you that neither creationism nor evolution is an adequate explanation for anything. I mean, I guess they're not necessarily mutually exclusive, depending on how broadly you define the term creationism. What do you think about the mushroom they found that makes everyone see tiny people, but they have no idea why? I've never heard of this mushroom. There's a mushroom that makes people see tiny people? I've never heard of it. Are you talking about DMT creatures? If DMT elves are legitimate at all, then why is it that nobody can actually describe them? Oh, Race Lever corrects you, G. With L. Assistica, The perception of little people is very reliably and repeatedly reported. That's a lot of R's, BBC. I will take 2. Yes. Everyone wants to launch bombs. I just want to launch love juice. Do I like your song? Well, I guess it's better than the other way around. Well, little people, huh? Little people mushroom. Mushrooms are like you see little people. Do you interact with these little people? Or are you really just at a performance of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Maybe you're just at one of those performances. I mean, they don't mean like little people like Peter Dinklage, do they? They mean like little teeny people like this big, right? I I'm curious as to which kind of little people it's talking about. It's like Smurfs kind of little people, then okay, I'm interested. The other kind of little people, maybe not as interested, let's just say. Not quite as interested. There's a close second, I'm sure, but yes, the ones I took, they were very blue. I'm, tripping a little bit. I didn't eat that much of them. I took out less than half of a quarter, so that was less than 8 to begin with. And I didn't even end up taking all of those. I put some of it back. Because, I don't know, I'm not on Adderall, so I'm not as inclined to, I guess, take as much. I may very well just end up going to bed. I do feel like I'm tripping, but you know, ooh, something entirely new, huh? Landmayoa, Azteca. I want some. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme some of those. I want some of those things. Landmayoa, Asiatica. Landmayoa, Asiatica. I want those. Wow, an entirely new psychedelic drug. Christmas comes early this year. Makes you see little people. Are the little people pleasant? Do people enjoy the trip? Is it scary? I need to know a little bit more about it, actually. I can imagine some pharmaceutical company saying, "Oh no, you need to take this to see little people because it's helpful with this psychiatric disorder or something." Trying to sell their own version of it, you know. They'll stretch any kind of effect to therapeutic in whatever way they can. Actually, this is shown to be helpful in cases of obsessive compulsive disorder. Yeah, that's why my brother takes it, every week. It's almost like he's obsessively compulsively taking it. It's amazing. He checks to see if the door is locked so many fewer times than he used to. Call it something like, and strength it all. Try and strength it all today. It strengthens all your best qualities. Those fucking pharmaceutical companies. Like that Vanda Pharmaceuticals seems like such a super villain. It's so crazy, the commercials. Promising progress for the future today. Some banal fucking slogan like that. Do you have advanced liver disease? Try and strengthify. Starting at just $12,000 a month, Strengthify has been proven to extend lifespans by up to 10%. Thanks, Strengthify. You really are the wonder drug that does wonders. Makes me want to have some more Strengthify right now. Well, I should clean up a little bit. I just left a big mess over here. Sure, it's cold. Oh, it's cold. I'm gonna guess it's 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm probably wrong, But I bet I'm not off by more than 50 degrees. Let's see what the actual temperature is. 47. That's correct. I was not off by more than 50 degrees. That's chilly. Well, sometimes her phone and the laptop are not in agreement. This Microsoft weather on the laptop seems a little bit unreliable, frankly. I think they just kind of make shit up half the time. Hope it's right. All right, go ahead, eat. Well, you start eating. I'm gonna go turn the heater on. It's a little cold in here. I think I might also go to the bathroom now. You gotta keep an eye on the cat. Well, he's drinking water now, so I guess he had himself a full meal. It's definitely chilly in here, but I put on the heater. I'm not tripping very hard, at least not in terms of visual stuff. Like, things look a little bit more like high resolution or whatever, sharp, contrasty, I guess. But when I'm sitting in the bathroom there, I tend to look at the tiles, and typically on mushrooms, the shapes in the tiles are like spinning all around. But they were not spinning around at all right now, so just goes to show you, I guess. I think I might call it a night and go lie down. Seems like the thing to do at this point, frankly. So thanks a lot for being here. I love you all and wish you all the best this evening. I'll see you again next time on Talking with Famous People.